What's up, world? It's Katrina
and Marlena, and this is Excess Baggage,
the podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode, we will be unpacking Fright Night.
Okay, let's start the show.
Hey.
What up, what up? I feel like every time we start off saying, hey, what up, what up? Because I don't know. I guess that's how we talk.
It is kind of how we talk.
So
it's actually very much how we talk.
Yeah. I hope it's not redundant, but whatever.
I mean, do we need to find creative ways to say hi?
Each time, be like, hey, oh, hey, oh. No, okay. Let me stop.
That's a lot.
So, how you doing, friend?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. That's all I can say. Every time someone has asked me that, I just say I'm hanging in there. Wherever there is, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. What's your baggage like today? Or what is it today?
My baggage today... I don't know if it's baggage. I'm always, well, yeah, I guess it is. I'm always wondering what people think when I say certain things. Like, for example, like today at work, at my job, we had a meeting and, it's all men. Like, it's all men. I'm the only woman on the call. And we all, how meetings are, like one person talks and the other person, it's not like you're raising your hand, like someone jumped in. Right. So I jumped in because I heard something on the call that just was a little disturbing to me, that was happening at the company. Not anything like, that's inappropriate, but just like stuff that wasn't taken care of. And I was like, yeah, I just don't know how else to say this, but that's tacky. I literally said that on the call, and all the guys, because we're on like a video call, but I didn't have my video on, so I could see other people's faces, and their faces, like they were in agreement. But then I was like, was it wrong for me to say that something was tacky? I mean, it was though. Like it was. And I'm like, I hate to be the first of all, the only woman in the room and the only Black person in the room. And I just straight up was like, nah, man, like that's tacky. And if someone is doing that, like we need to do better, like what's the next steps? Because this is unacceptable.
Right.
And I'm just always wondering, I'm curious if people are just like, they're for it or against it. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to say whatever the fuck I want to say. But at the end of the day, I'm just wondering, what their thoughts are. And I guess it's a little baggage because I'm like, why do I even care what their thoughts are? I expressed something because, what I said was true. And it's not like they gave me some pushback, but I'm always just, I wish I was able to, how they ask what would be your like your superhero power. I would like to be invisible, but like invisible within like someone's thoughts. Like they don't know that I can hear what they're thinking.
So you want to be able to like hear people's thoughts without them knowing.
Correct. And without me actually, I don't want to give a reaction. I don't want them to know that I know, but at least I know, like, okay, yeah, I see I see why he thinks that, or really, fuck this person. But I don't know. I don't know if that's baggage, but anyway, that's
that sounds
where I'm
incredibly invasive, Marlena.
Yeah, maybe it is, but I'm just saying in scenarios like that, not at all times. Just someone else can have control on when I can, use that power. I don't abuse it. I just would like to know at times. That's all. Anyway. What's your baggage for today?
I'm a wreck around here these days. Okay, so I was going to say lost, but it wasn't lost. I never lost it. But I misplaced my credit card like 5 times in the last week.
Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I was very clear when I said I'm a little bit of a wreck around here, okay? Like,
Okay.
I was looking for it today and I ain't left the house in several days.
So it's on
here.
It's there.
It's here. But why it keeps ending up in places where it should not be and I keep leaving it there, I don't know.
You sounded like my granddaddy right now, to be honest. My grandfather has done this a couple times where he thinks he's lost his wallet. He hasn't. It's in the house. And then my grandmother she just gets so mad, man. She just gets so mad because she's mad because she's like, what if he really did lose it? Then it's a whole thing. Like we have to cancel the cards. Right. Yes. I got to cancel the cards, everything, all of it. I get it. She's mad about that. But then she's also mad, like, what the fuck? It's in the house. We just wasted like 3 hours walking around here.
I at least assume it's in the house, but I ain't left the house in a minute. So yes, it's here somewhere. Cause Mondays and Tuesdays are heavy client days. So I'm at home. Sunday I was working. Saturday I worked. I have not left the house in like 4 days. So it's here. But like, this is like the 5th time that I've misplaced it in a week. And every time it is in my possession. Like one time I just left it in the car, but like, why? Why did you not put it in your purse when you got back in the car, Katrina? Like none of this makes any sense. And none of this is within my character. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm going through some things. Clearly.
Well, it could be that. Or it could just be, I don't know, you're having a wacky moment. I don't know. So I don't know. Clearly. It's like I've lost my keys several times in the house. And I always feel crazy when I find them because they're literally 9 times out of 10 staring me in the face. And it's taken me forever to find them.
Right.
I've been late to like work. It's happened to me a couple of times where I'm like, what did I do? I had to have the keys. I had to get in the house,
Exactly. That's how I feel. I'm like, I didn't go anywhere. It's got to be here. But like, I'm looking everywhere it could possibly be, and it ain't there. So where did it go? Where did it end up? So yeah, that is where I'm at today. I don't know. I don't have excuses for it. This is just where we're at. And we hope it ends soon because this don't make no damn sense.
It's just so funny that you said that you can't find your wallet because I went to the movies with my friend E on Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday.
Wait, time out. Movie theaters are open?
Yes, dude. So I went to see the James Bond movie because I'm a Bond girl. Okay. I love all the Bond movies. And I refused. I was like, I'm not watching this at home. Like Bond has to be like in this glorious, like the theater, the sound, everything. I need everything. I need it all. I need it all for the action. And so we went to this theater. I don't think it was limited capacity. Like it wasn't completely full, but you had to wear your mask unless you were active. Same thing. Like you're actively eating or drinking, but they did ask for vaccination at the door.
Okay.
So yeah, we went to that. By the way, speaking of baggage, freaking all the way to the movie theater was just so frustrating. It was, I had the worst time just stuck in traffic, having anxiety about being late because it's one of those theaters. If you come, later than 10 minutes, you're fucked. They're not letting you in. They're going to give you your money back, but you're not seeing that movie. And so I was just anxious. And so when I get off the freeway, he calls me, or I'm like 2 minutes away or something like that. He calls me, he goes, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this movie. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I lost my wallet. And I said, how could you have lost your wallet? What do you mean? He's like, I just went to Starbucks and I came out, I sat down, and then I don't know what happened between Starbucks and me sitting here waiting for you to get here for the movie.
and the wallet's just gone.
It's just gone. And I say, okay. And so I'm still trying to get to the movie because I'm like, he's still there. We're here now. So it was just everything about it. So finally I would get off the elevator. He calls and goes, "Oh, I found it. I found my wallet." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll meet me at the theater because we're late." So I'm like rushing, we get in. But it was just the whole thing. It's like, what is up with these wallets, man? I even asked him on the phone, like, what happened? Did you get pickpocketed? What do you mean you lost your wallet? Yeah. So anyway, it went a whole tangent, but like the whole wallet thing is a thing. I don't know what it is.
So I'm going to make it a little bit worse. I'm only losing one credit card, not the whole wallet.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's in your genes. That's in your jeans.
Girl, I checked the jeans.
No,
I checked
that's
all
in
the
your
pockets.
jeans. No, look in your laundry. I have done that so many times where I went and got gas and popped it in my
back pocket.
My back pocket.
Yes, I did that. One of the times I lost it, it was in the back pocket. One of the times I lost it, it was in the center console in my car where I never put it. Listen, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened.
You're like, I never put it. I'm like, well, I guess you did. You did. Anyway.
Just hope that I move through
I'll
this
pray for
before
you.
I really lose it.
I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
You got a long weekend ahead of you. We all do. I know we do. I feel like
maybe it's a sign I need to stop shopping.
Or, actually, I don't recommend this. Or you could be like me. I just memorized my freaking credit card number. So even if I lose it, I still know the numbers. I'm buying some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm buying some shit. So it's not good. I memorized the numbers and that's why
I don't have them
memorized.
I'm not that bad.
One day, maybe you'll potentially be like me. I guess because I'm always purchasing things, not just with my card, but then other cards. So I always like to okay, this is, I don't know. After you repeat it so many times, I can't, it's like a song. How would I forget it?
I never get to that point.
I know. Like over the phone, you're purchasing things over the phone all the time. It's like, I can't help but remember what I said. But anyway, yeah, get it together because you got a long weekend. Yes. And I think we all do because it is Halloween weekend.
Halloween weekend.
And this episode, we're talking about, the queen of horror, Fright Night.
Is that what we are calling Halloween now? The queen of horror?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're calling it.
All right.
We're going to give it a little jazzy, jazz her up a little bit. Some of those names, I've read you some names before we even got on the air and they were corny as hell. So we're going to go
corny as hell.
We're going to go queen of horror because, she's a horror. No, it's
You're
Fright
so
Night.
ridiculous. It is Fright Night.
And I don't know what I'm going to be this year. I guess we wanted to do this episode, keep it light. Like the last couple of episodes been a little, dark,
on the dark side.
A little dark. So we're going to go with the theme of the week. Why are people, I don't know. Halloween, I never know what I'm going to be. I always wait till the last minute. People always say, why are you still dressing up to me? I've heard this so many times. Why are you still dressing up? And I'm like, why not? It's a made up fucking holiday anyway. So why can't I dress up? It's the day where you can be dressed risque and let your inner hoe out and do you, man. It's one of those days and I love it. It's like it's tradition to me at this point, especially because I went to school in West Hollywood. So every Halloween, it was everything was shut down. It was crazy. Right. So yeah, I like to keep the tradition alive. And I figure when I have kids, I mean, I won't be dressing hella sexy in front of my kids, but I'm going to keep dressing up with them. Why not?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people dressing up. I do sometimes. If I know that there's somewhere that I'm going, I'll dress up. I won't seek something out in order to dress up. But if I get invited somewhere, I'll dress up.
Yeah, I had an idea what I wanted to do for Halloween, but then I found out how much the tickets were, and that was a smooth no for me, dog. I am practical. I wanted to go to the Thriller Nights, which is basically at the old Encino. I think it's at the old Encino home, pretty much, of the Jacksons. It's
Oh,
on,
I didn't know that.
and it's on their property. And the son, he puts it on. So it's called Hill LA, which basically is it's basically a chapter, or, it's come off of Michael Jackson's Heal the World
Right.
charity. And so, yeah, he has this thing, it's called Hill LA, and they decorate the the house and all these things. They have little performances. They, kids come there and they trick or treat and stuff. And then they have like this really scary haunted house. And and I'm always like, yeah, it's such a MJ thing to do anyway.
Right.
Because, he's the king of horror in a little bit. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Anytime I say it's Halloween, if I don't hear Thriller, it's not really Halloween. So,
how much are these tickets?
$1,200, girl.
Oh,
yeah. So really, it's a donation. It's really a donation to
it is not for us.
No, it's not. I said $1,200. I looked at the tickets because they were promoting it on Insta, and they're like, if you want tickets, like, DM the foundation. And so I DM'd them, and they were like, yeah, tickets are available, $1,200. Here's the link, hope to see you there. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, this is a celebrity party.
Yeah, it is. But, I guess it's for a good cause.
I mean, sure.
But it's too rich for me blood. So,
yeah, no. That's
I wanted to do that. And then a friend of mine, because honestly, I didn't think I had any plans for Halloween, but a friend of mine was having a house party because they just got a new house in Glendale. And so it was going to be a Halloween themed, but it was supposed to be last weekend, but they had to change it because of, something came up or whatever. So then they changed it to this Friday. So I was like, oh, so I guess I do have plans on Friday. And then there's other things going around town on the weekend. And I figure I'd probably be somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not spending $1,200.
Absolutely not. That's ridiculous.
Even me, one of the biggest MJ fans.
That's a lot. That's like rent.
It is. and it's not like I knew about it. It's one thing if you could save up for something, you're like, okay, whatever. Right. I did it. I wanted to go. Right. But not just on the spot.
Yeah, no. I'm not at that point in my life where I could just drop $1,200 on a party.
Right. That lasts for only like 4 hours.
Yeah, no. I'm good. Y'all can miss me with that.
What were some of your favorite Halloween costumes?
Oh my gosh. So as a child, as soon as you said that, I was a witch for like 5 years.
Why?
I just loved it. And I was a different witch every time. Like, it wasn't the same costume every time, but like, I just intentionally was a witch for like 5 years as a child. It was my favorite costume. I did it differently each time. And when I look at myself as an adult now, it's very fitting for all the things that I'm into, because I'm very much into all of that, like very woo-woo kind of stuff. So it feels very fitting, but that was like my favorite costume growing up. I was a witch. I had glow-in-the-dark nails. I had the hats. I had all the things. It was my favorite. I was Pocahontas a couple of years too. She might have been my second favorite.
I think I always picked the worst costumes, probably. I don't want to say worst, but it was always what I was currently into.
Yeah.
So one point I was really into Batman, still am, still a big fan. And my mom was like, well, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be Batman. And she was like, well, that's a boy. And I said, yeah, but I want to be Batman. And so I was like, it wasn't Batgirl. It was Batman. Like, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted the costume. I was a big, I watched that shit over and over again, man, like on repeat. So I pretty much only watched that like from 2 to 3. So I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. I was like, I want to be Batman. Like, it is what it is. Pippi Longstocking, I was a
That's a good
clown
one.
once, even though I don't know why my mom did that to me. I'm like, why? Why would you allow me to be a clown? You know, I look at those pictures now and I like question. I'm like, why would you let me do that? But whatever. And it didn't help that I was tall.
Right.
So it's like, no, I really was a clown. And I don't know. I had weird costumes, but I think my favorite would probably be Princess Jasmine. You know, I think I did that one year. I was Princess Jasmine one year. So
I feel like I was Princess Jasmine one year. Oh my gosh. My favorite costume, though, my grandmother made Power Rangers costumes for, I want to say me, my sister, and maybe my cousin one year. I was the pink Power Ranger, and it was a homemade costume. And that was probably the best costume I've ever had. It was great. Yeah.
I was a Power Ranger too. Oh my God. This is how you know we went to the same fucking school. We was born in the same year. I'm like, yeah, I was all those things too. I'm like, I was a cheerleader a couple years, you know, being lazy, just didn't want to put any effort into it.
Right. Throw on whatever you had at home. My dad was really good at that. Like, if we didn't have a costume, we didn't know what we wanted to be, he was really good at throwing something together.
Nice.
He was really good at that. He would make some stuff up. He was really good at that.
Yeah, I think, Mom, I guess, but really the cutest outfit I ever was definitely a pumpkin. I was a little pumpkin.
Was I a pumpkin? I know one of my sisters was a pumpkin. I feel like that's a traditional costume for small children.
It is. And you have no say because you can't talk.
Right.
There. You're a fucking pumpkin. No. And you know what's funny? I've never carved a pumpkin before.
Me either.
What?
Me either. I've also never been to a pumpkin patch.
I've been to a pumpkin patch.
I have.
And if you had gone to K. Anthony when you were even younger, because I think you came in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
Before that, they took us to a pumpkin patch. But we had to be like maybe 2nd grade. We're pretty young.
No, I don't think I've ever been to a pumpkin patch.
I think it was like the Halloween hayride or some shit. I don't know. I remember being on like some type of truck, like in the back with a bunch of hay.
Girl, if we did all of that, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, you weren't there. As I was saying, we were younger.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that.
And it was nice because they had a little petting zoo, and I got to ride a horse. Even though I was fucking nervous the entire time, but that's never here nor there.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that. So I don't think that ever happened in my life.
Yeah, no, I haven't been to a pumpkin patch as, you know, older or anything because I don't have any kids and there's no young kids in my family for me to take someone
Adults
there.
Go.
To do what?
Find pumpkins.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I don't understand the question.
What do you mean? I mean, you could just get a pumpkin at Ralph's.
I know, but it's a part of the experience. I don't know. I haven't been, but like, this is a thing that adults do. Just like people also go and just pick apples, which I didn't know was a thing either. But like, people
that's
do
a waste of time. Where are we picking apples?
So you can eat them.
No. What am I getting out of that?
It's an experience, Marlena.
Okay, I'm gonna put it out there right now. If somebody, you know, because usually couples, right? If somebody asks me to go pick apples, they don't know me at all. Because I'm gonna be bored out of my mind. I'm like, so what are we doing? Are we trying to turn this apple into wine? Like, what's going? What's the experience? What are we doing? Just picking it and putting it in the
being out in nature and learning and experiencing.
I'd rather go on a hike, and that's a lot coming from me because I'm not even really a hiker. But I'd rather do that than that.
Okay.
I think there was like a show, on Schitt's Creek. They were talking about that. Yeah, we're going to go pick apples or they were going to go pick something. And I remember the character looked at them like, ugh. Like, I was like, I feel you. I feel the exact same way. Like, I'm not doing it.
All right. I know who not to invite if I decide to go pick apples.
I mean, is there like an incentive?
You get to go home with the apples?
No. Like, are they going to bake me a fresh pie with it? Like, what are we getting out of this?
Apples.
No.
So I hear when you go, depending on where you go, they also might have things that are made with fresh apples, but they're not necessarily the fresh apples you just picked.
Oh, hell no.
So like,
no.
Okay.
They better be like Susan Powers and bring out the old ass fucking, remember those juicers, those power juicers? Bring that out and fucking give me some apple juice, something.
Oh my gosh, Marlena, go away.
Anyway, we're talking about Halloween, but I guess.
Listen, everybody does fall different. Okay. We know this is not your thing. We see.
No.
I've never been to either, but
I like the colors.
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm with orange and rust and all that good stuff, but I'm not really a pumpkin person either. Okay. Like, that's I'm not going to be the person that's like excited for pumpkin spice lattes. That's not me.
I don't understand the pumpkin craze, but I don't have a problem with pumpkin.
I think the only thing pumpkin I've ever eaten that I was like, that's not so terrible was this pumpkin bread that was baked at a monastery in LA. Why I know about this, I don't know. One of my coworkers just one day brought in something like, yeah, the nuns, they baked this, and I bought it from them. I'm like, oh, that's nice. But anyway, I don't know. Halloween has always been touch and go for me because when I was really young, my dad liked to just scare the shit out of us. You know, I don't know why parents do this. Yeah, but it can be it can scar someone for life. I just remember one time my dad around Halloween ran into my grandmother's house, and we were in the kitchen cleaning the dishes, and he runs in with this fucking like Jason mask on. Was it Jason or Michael Myers? No, it was Jason. And he's like, he like does that or whatever. And I was just like screaming. I just remember I was shaking. And then it's like, you realize we're like cleaning the kitchen. So I'm like right by the knives, This could have gone really, really horribly. But it didn't, thank God. But I'm like, my dad was always trying to scare me. He was. One Halloween after I went out and got all the candy and everything. And you know how Black parents, like, I don't know if white parents do this, but Black parents always want to check the candy. And I'm putting that in quotations. They're literally stealing all the kids' candy. To make sure there's no razor blades in it or whatever. I'm like, who's putting razor blades in candy? I guess that's what was happening in the 80s. I don't know.
Right. That was a thing. That was a thing. Because people are wild.
I guess they're wilding because so you come back and like, well, this bag seems a little lighter, but you can't say that to your parents. But yeah, my dad one time made a sit and made me and my stepsister at the time sit and watch like all these scary movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, like Chucky, like all these things back to back to back.
I was such a huge Chucky fan.
No. So I was scared straight. Just scared, really. I was so scared. And to this day, I don't watch scary movies. I can't do it. And even though it's Halloween and there's always like a bunch of stuff, when you're on Hulu and Netflix, you see all this stuff. Never. The scariest thing I'm watching is Twitches. Okay. That's what I'm watching.
That's not even scary.
Yeah. What's the other one with Jack Skellington?
I don't know.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Or Beetlejuice. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like stuff it's not scary, but it's in the theme of Halloween. I can watch that, but I'm not watching none of that scary shit.
I could go for a Beetlejuice. I haven't seen that in a long time. I could go for that. Yeah. I didn't have that experience as a kid.
Thank God.
I don't think my dad ever tried to scare us. But once we got to a certain age, he would take us. He enjoyed taking us to the scary places. I think the scariest one was probably the Queen Mary. That was a lot. But Yeah.
You went there?
I did.
I'm shocked. I'm like, you went there?
I did. And I enjoyed it. Like, we had a good time. It was good. I guess I'm just not that scary either. But Halloweens when we were young, oh my gosh, we had the most candy. My dad enjoyed like finding the right spots to go trick-or-treating. So he always had like a couple neighborhoods. I don't know. My dad just be knowing all the things about everything in LA. And I don't know how he figures this stuff out, but he knew the places to go to get the good candy. And he knew the neighborhoods. And there were like several of them. So we would be out like all night and we would come back. It was me and my two sisters. We would come back with like bags of candy each, like 3 bags of candy each, or like pillowcases full of candy. Like we would just have candy that there's no way we're going to eat all of this candy. But it was just like he enjoyed the activity. And so he would be like, all right, let's go somewhere. And he would take us, like, I know one of the spots was somewhere in El Segundo. And we would go over there. It's like all, people who got money and they just giving out candy. And they would give out like big chunks of candy or large pieces of candy or whatever. Like, and we would just come back with like
the whole bar.
The whole thing. Like we had so much candy. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And he enjoyed those too because it was the neighborhoods that were like everybody on the block decorated their house.
Oh yeah, I love
and they would have
that.
Like the haunted houses in the front yard and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff that we would do. And I enjoyed that. That was fun. But he never like set us down and tried to make us watch scary movies or nothing like that. Although I was a big Chucky fan, like huge Chucky fan. Like I had I had all the DVDs. I don't know.
No, I didn't like him. First of all, I didn't like Chucky because Chucky, well, obviously Chucky was a killer, but yes. Other than that, he just looked deranged. I'm like, what's up with this doll? Like, I just never, no.
It was a creepy concept.
It was. And I already had a lot of stuffed animals and shit in my room. And I'm like, I don't need none of these motherfuckers talking at all. Okay. If one pops off, you will get knifed. Okay. The scissors, something like I'm going to be that person that takes a knife to the dog. Cause I'm like, no, dude.
You're not going to get me.
You're not going to get me. Mm-mm. I've had a few nightmares, not about the dolls, but oh man. Yeah, that's why I can't do scary. I just can't. I've had, even as an adult, I've had moments where, I don't know, I watched something that was a little too mysterious or the music, something with it, I'm like, I go to bed and all of a sudden I just like wake up screaming out of nowhere. Nowhere. It's just not for me.
I didn't realize you were so scary.
I am.
I didn't know that about you, Marlena.
I don't like the Saw movies. Anything that's a little too graphic is just too much for me. I don't know if it's like I got a sensitive stomach. I don't know what it is, but I just don't want to invite that terror into my space. But I'm all for Halloween.
I actually think scary movies are really corny. Like, I think they're just atrocious movies. And I don't know why people are making them because they're not scary. They just seem boring to me. Like, I don't understand it, but whatever.
I have a friend who's really into horror flicks, though, like really into them. And the gorier, the better. I'm just like, something's up with you because... Why do you want to watch this? Why are you addicted to watching people be mutilated? What is something else going on? Because it's a little
You want to tell me something?
You want to tell me something? Do we need to stop being friends? Because no.
So can you do like Halloween horror nights?
I have gone to Knott's Scary Farm.
Okay.
I want to say maybe 2 or 3 times. It was like a middle school thing. So you go because you want to be with your friends and all of that. But I wasn't into it. I was always looking for where's the concessions? I just want to eat. I just want to be away because at least I knew if I got to the concession stand, it was bright. It was light. You know, they have to have the lights on over here. There's not going to be smoke over here. People are trying to eat. So I was always trying to make my way.
You were trying to run away.
Yes. Yes. And even I got invited this year to go to Horror Nights, and I was not interested at all. At all. I said, first of all, it's a pandemic. Why the hell? I didn't want nobody to breathe in my face before at the other ones, but I damn sure don't want no monster scream running up on me and getting all up in my, you got to give me some space. You got to give me some space. I can't do that.
I think that's where I'm at in general about Halloween this year. It's like, I don't think I'm ready for all the stuff that comes with Halloween in the middle of a pandemic. I just don't think it's something I want to like venture out to do.
Yeah.
Not in that way.
Well, every year as an adult, really, I've been going to the WeHo Halloween Carnival. And it's always a clusterfuck, but it's tradition. And, you know, it's fun. It's just a good time. You see so many amazing, intricate, just well put together costumes that I'm blown away by every time. So that's why I really love to go, just to see just all the creativity.
Yeah.
But they canceled it. Like they canceled it in 2020 and they canceled it in 2021 because there is no way to police that. Like
you can't.
It's really a super spreader because it's I mean, there's wall to wall people. There are people coming to go to the bars. You know how like Santa Monica is, right? You know, it's like all the bars have people. Like it's packed in those bars and those are spilling out onto the street. There's everyone's walking in the street and this is for blocks, you know, you can't really patrol that.
Yeah.
Normally
I'm glad they canceled it.
They had to. And normally anytime the police are out there, it's a heavy presence,
right?
But they're not.
But there's only so much they can do.
They can't do anything. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
They can't keep people 6 feet apart and with masks on like that. It's
not going to work. So
it's not going to work.
That's usually my plans. Those are usually my plans, and I'm like, okay, that's fun. Like, yeah, I think when I turned 18, I was a cop. Like a lady cop. And I had, so it was a group of girls. We all in college dressed up as cops. And it was like, we all had on fishnets and heels and the whole 9 yards. We went to some frat party. And I just remember like, hey, this is fun to have like a group costume. That was fun. I could always find my, my people because we all had on the same shit.
Can we talk about women's costumes for a second, though? Because, like, everything you just described, okay, it's cute, but, like, what the fuck? That is not realistic. What cop is walking around in fishnets and heels?
That's what it's for. That's why I say it's like, let your inner hoe out. That's what it is for adults. Like, for the kids, it's all about the candy and the scaries. But for the adults, well, at least, I mean, I would say, I can't even say just single. I would just say for the adults, it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to dress up a little trashy, put on our little fishnets and do a little, you know, something a little risque. And then turn into a real pumpkin the next day because you got to get ready for this fucking Thanksgiving for November. Yeah, you got to turn in, you got to, you know, it's funny. My sister sent me a meme once and it was a picture of Michael Jackson, you know, the Thriller. So it said October 31st and it was like MJ, you know, looking all creepy from Thriller. And then the next it said November 1st. And then it was just all Christmas because Thanksgiving never really takes on the real show. Like people do Thanksgiving, but everything is about Christmas.
It's been about Christmas since Labor Day.
Yeah.
It's been about Christmas since Labor Day.
I don't know. I don't think I'm getting anybody anything this year, to be honest. Already thought about it. I'm going to save all my money and pay off my credit cards. How about that? Merry Christmas to Marlena.
This is not a Christmas episode.
Okay. Just saying.
Save that for Christmas. I don't mind the sexy costumes for women, but I do not appreciate that is the majority of what we have available to us.
That's true. Because I mean, there are some costumes for you to be. I always look for comfortable costumes for a long time because it is cold. I
It's
don't want to
cold
freeze.
outside. We walking around, especially depending on what you're doing. Like if you're at the parade, if you're going to a bar, okay, maybe. But like if you're just out in the world, like who wants to be walking around in that? But yeah, no, I can get
They just get drunk enough so then you don't even feel that it's cold.
Yeah, no. I can get behind some of the sexy costumes. I'm with it. Do your thing, girl. But also sometimes I just want to look like, I don't know, like if I had a Batman costume, if I wanted to be Batman, I want to look like Batman. I don't want to look like sexy Batman.
No, it's sexy Batman. You get just the cape, girl. Just the cape. Work it.
Sometimes I just want the real deal. Give me the regular costume. I don't want to be sexy.
I know. I want to be. I think I don't know. I've never done the classic trashy. Like I haven't done like the nurse.
No,
they always did. That's
I would never.
It's like a real thing, though. I feel like classic Halloween trashy is the nurse, the Catwoman, the cop,
Catwoman for sure. Yes. Those are regulars. I'm trying to think what else.
There's always a nurse though. I always see like, the Playboy bunny.
Oh, yes. Oh my God.
Which I actually want to do one year, but I got to make sure this body is snatched.
I could actually see you doing that.
I will do it. I
could see you doing that.
My nickname, anyway, I won't go into that, but it has something to do with bunnies. And so I'm like, yeah, I would be a Playboy bunny. I don't know if I'm gonna do that this year because, I don't know about that, but I will.
Yeah, no. A good sexy costume when it feels appropriate to the situation or to what the costume is, I'm all for. But sometimes I just want the real deal. Like full cosplay type situation. I appreciate when I see women just as much as men, but like when I see women like full cosplayed out, I love it. And I think we should have more opportunities to do that without just trying to be sexy.
Oh yeah. You know what though? I did a classic sexy. I was Jessica Rabbit one year and that was really cool.
I feel like I remember that.
And I was covered up, it was like a red long dress, but
yeah. I feel like I remember that.
It was cute.
That's a covered up one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one could work.
Because I feel like, I don't know. And I can't even say anything about the women that wear those costumes because like I'm always thinking like, oh, well, what if somebody, walks up to them and then they feel violated or they feel like they might be raped or something, like, I don't know. Like, I hope I hope that doesn't happen. But then I'm like, I can't even really say that because when I'm in WeHo, honey, okay, the outfits the men are wearing are even more risque. I'm like, what? Like the girls look covered up to me,
Yes, and there's less chances that they're going to be violated in the same way.
True.
So
a lot of go-go dancers and shit over there. So
true.
They be wearing no clothes anyway.
True. Yeah, I don't know. There's something to be said for like sexy costumes for women, the amount of drinking that happens anyways, but especially for Halloween or a holiday like that. And like the danger that could potentially put women in. But, that might be an everyday thing.
It's true.
We deserve regular costumes too.
We
more
do.
Of them.
But I also say, God, I hope, obviously, you don't want anything bad to happen. But I could say, I mean, there's power in numbers because there's a lot of people walking around in fucking costume,
Yes.
But that probably is a good time for somebody to like do some fuck shit because everyone's dressed up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's terrible that we even have to think about that.
But Law and Order episodes.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it at all.
I mean, I know it happens too, but I'm like.
It happens in real life every day.
I know, but after you watch Law and Order SVU for so long, you're like, damn, another rape? Like, you're like, God, jeez, is anything else happen on this show? It's like, no.
It's SVU.
It's SVU. I had to get it through my mind. I really had to. So like, damn.
Goodness.
Another
I can't
one?
with you.
But yeah, I don't know. Not Scary Farm, not, we sidetracked a little bit, but not Scary Farm. It was all right. I mean, I tried to get to the food court, I went through a couple mazes, and I do remember, however, there was a bunny or like someone dressed up as like a rabbit or bunny or whatever, like an Easter bunny. And they like, you look one way and it was normal, and you look the other way, it was covered in like blood with a knife and shit. That shit fucking scared the hell out of me. I had to get out of that maze. I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. I don't know if it's because of my dad or I don't know. I just don't like scary shit. I just don't.
I can appreciate that. You don't have to. It is not a requirement for life. I don't mind it, but it's not like something I seek out in life anymore because it's kind of whatever to me. But I can appreciate that it might be really scary for some folks.
Yeah. And oh my goodness, I've been seeing so many memes of kids, people, putting on the Freddy costumes and
oh my gosh,
the shit out of their kids. I'm like,
photo shoots,
right?
That's like a trend. What, like? Gosh.
And they're the mom and dad, they're in the background laughing. I'm like, y'all are sick. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be paying for that child's therapy for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Probably ain't gonna be able to go to the bed they're gonna need not even a night light. They need the lights on. Leave everything go.
They just need it to be daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, especially as a therapist with the small children, especially older children. Okay. It depends on your child, but like the little ones, y'all, I can't. These poor babies.
I know.
These poor babies.
They don't know.
They don't deserve this.
And they don't. They really don't.
They don't deserve this.
However, it did go viral. So
several times.
What does that say about the population? That there's a space for that in the for us, I guess. There's a space. There's a category for that.
It means that we are sick people.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we kind of are. I mean, I just think about boxing. Just the fact that boxing is a sport. You want to see two people fight. Why? And I don't know. It's just, I don't understand a lot of the shit. Like MMA, I'm like, they're beating people, like kicking them in the face and shit. I'm like, this is a lot. A lot of blood. I don't know. That's it. I think that's what it is. I don't think that I don't like, I don't know. I was going to say a Halloween blood, like bloody situations. Blood doesn't scare me now. Some people see someone bleeding and they're like, oh, like I can't do blood. I can't do blood. I don't think it's that. I just
it kind of sounds like you don't like the inhumaneness of it. It's not a word, but
it's gonna be for right now. That's probably it.
Like, why are you going around scaring people? Why are you going around killing people? Why like it's so inhumane. Like, why are we doing this? But yeah, I don't know. I get it. Whatever. We all got our thing.
We do. I don't know. Do you have any plans for Halloween?
I will be with the fam. It is my cousin's birthday this weekend, and we are having a crab boil in true.
Oh, you're excited.
Family fashion. So I'm excited about that. There is a Halloween party after that. I will probably not be dressing up. There's a theme that I'm not participating in. And yeah, so that's where I will be. Eating. That's what I'll be doing for Halloween. Eating. My favorite activity.
I'll probably have some cupcakes that are dressed up in Halloween fashion, That's what I'll be eating. Probably some Susie cakes that has like an eyeball on it, or I don't know, something. I'll eat. I'm all for the sweets. So
right.
You know, that was the biggest thing for me for Halloween as a kid, at least, was always the candy. Oh man, I
Yes.
loved candy. I still love candy, but I think I'm a little candied out.
Yeah, I can't do it as much anymore. Whenever my period comes, I want the candy and I have a little bit of it and like it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm tapped out.
I definitely always have candy around that time. But other than that, I always can tell till I'm probably gonna start my monthly because why are you just sitting up here just eating dark chocolate, girl? Like it ain't that good.
My thing is when I walk through the store and I'm like, ooh, candy. I don't ever say that except when my monthly's coming.
Yeah.
Then I want like 5 bags of candy. Why? You're not going to eat this shit.
Because it's so good. Mm-hmm. And it gives you cavities.
Mm-hmm. And heart palpitations.
Yeah. That's what Halloween's all about. No.
Heart palpitations.
Yes. Heart palpitations and scaring the shit out of people. I mean, that and sex, I guess. I don't know.
How did sex get in this?
Because, okay, we're putting all of it together, right? You're dressing up sexy.
Oh, I was like, what? We didn't even talk about that. But okay, the sexy dressing. I get it.
The sexy dressing, whatever, might be with a boo, might not. Find one night.
Might find one. You
never know. It's Halloween.
You never know.
Things happen. But yeah, I always love when it falls on the weekend too. It's even better. It's like, oh man, I could really like have a good time.
You could really be out here searching for your ghosts and goblins.
Your boo thing. Literally, your boo thing.
Oh,
but yeah, I don't know. Halloween's cool. It's chill. I don't know. I don't have any plans to go back to any like theme parks or do any of that stuff, but definitely the parade. Like that's my jam. Just have a good time. And then, like I said, when I have a family, then things will change. I might even make it to a pumpkin patch.
Hey, there you go. Pick you some pumpkins.
No, we're not going to be there long though. We might get a cute photo.
I want to invite you to a pumpkin patch day now.
Oh,
just
Lord.
Just saying.
Are there drinks involved?
There can be.
Okay. And that's more, I can be persuaded. That's what I'm saying. I can be persuaded to do it.
You're just going for the alcohol.
That's what I'm going for.
Yes, we know. Goodness.
Said that like as if I was a lush. Like, yes, we know.
Goodness.
That's all right. I told you my Halloween party that I'm going to have is going to be called Tricks and Tequila.
I like it.
Tricks and Tequila. And I want to have like a masquerade ball, like I want it to be fly. I want it to be nice.
For Halloween? Okay.
Yeah, like
I can get behind that.
In their mask and their real nice like get-ups or whatever.
Now that's a Halloween idea I can get behind.
Right.
I can get behind that. A little grown and sexy for Halloween. Yes.
Yes. That's what I want. One day. I don't know when.
Yes. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah. Then you can still wear your lingerie and stuff, but it's just tasteful.
Yes.
A little more.
It's different.
A little more tasteful. It's different.
And the men will be dressed up, looking fly. Love it.
Smelling good.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Yeah, right. We got issues.
So many. Oh, goodness. Well, that's Halloween. Y'all have fun. Be safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Whatever that means.
That means everything.
What's you trying to say?
I don't know, man. Some of us are not nudists, So I think that there's a lot of stuff that I probably could do and you'd be like, okay.
You might be right about that. We are two very different people in that way. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, be safe out there. Wrap up, And you
in all the ways.
Yeah, take that however you want to take it. But wrap up. It's cold out there. You don't want to be...
Wear a mask and a condom.
Right. You don't want to be dealing with somebody's stank-ass son's baby that you just met, okay? Just want to make sure you wrap it up. And, have fun, man. Have fun. We deserve to have fun.
After this year and a half that we've had, please enjoy yourselves fully.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next segment is called Roses. Marlena, who do you want to give your rose to this week?
I'm gonna give it to Erykah Badu.
I saw that you went to the concert the other night, and I was so jealous.
Yeah, that concert was dynamite. No, I'm just kidding. That concert was pretty chill, man. It was a good time. I was with one of my really good friends, and he was a nice. I mean, it wasn't a date or anything, but he was a nice date. You know, like he came, he brought me a joint. It was rolled up. You know, like. I was like, I mean, he figured we got Erykah Badu, you know, this is what we do. That's what she does. So he set the tone and
he knew the assignment.
He did. He had the tickets. He had the joint. He knew the assignment. He just knew. And I wasn't even going to go at first. I knew she was going to be at the bowl. I
didn't even know it was happening. That's what I was mad about.
Yeah, I knew it was happening, but I didn't know. I was like, oh, you know, I don't feel like trying to figure out who I'm going to go with. It was a whole thing. It was during the week. I was like, I don't know. And then the night before, he sent me a text. I was like, hey, I got an extra ticket. Do you want to go? And I'm like, okay.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. I didn't even have to think about it. And you just forget how amazing Erykah Badu is. I mean, you don't forget. You obviously, we know that.
Right.
But she doesn't tour that often.
Right.
So when, you know, she came out, it's really true, man. I really believe that Erykah Badu has like an aura around her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's motherly, yet funny and sophisticated. Like she has like all these qualities. At least her persona does. Obviously, I don't know her, but
right.
Yeah, she came out there. She had her brown liquor in her joint. And,
yes.
You know, she showed up and, you know, she gave us a couple costume changes. We even saw Erykah's hair, which most of the time is like wrapped up. You don't even see that. So it was great. It was great. Her voice is amazing. Her voice is amazing. I just felt like she just smelled and looked good, even though I couldn't smell her.
I was like, what? You were smelling her?
I don't know. I feel like
bowl?
I just feel like they went up there. They like made sure her chakras were aligned. They probably came out with some sage before and was like, okay, all right, we ready? We're going to do this. Like, I felt like, you know, she had such presence.
Yeah.
And I fuck with her, man. And she's written some great songs.
Absolutely.
Too. So even the couple songs that she sang that I didn't know, they were still, you know, great songs. And man, she, of course, didn't sing everything. But
right.
She didn't even sing.
She can't.
I know, but she didn't even sing Next Lifetime. Next Lifetime.
That's my shit.
That is my jam. But maybe I started thinking after the concert, I was like, you know, maybe that song is really about somebody. She probably is like, I'm tired of singing this motherfucking song and I just don't even want to go there. I don't want to go there, you know?
Maybe.
It's possible. I won't put that on her, but it just seems
sometimes
like,
you just got to make room for other things.
True. I think that was it. Different tour. She had some cool merch, even though it was so funny. I was in the line for the merch and this woman walked up to me and she goes, is she selling that incense up here?
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, no, this is t-shirts, ma'am. It's just t-shirts.
Ma'am, is that what you came for?
She was like, she got that incense up here. I've been waiting for that incense. I was like, no,
Lord. Just
t-shirts, sweatshirts, and socks. She has some cool socks, which that's different because I hardly ever see socks at a show.
Right.
So yeah, shout out to Erykah. You know, I was having my little girl moment. I remember when she came out and that was one of the songs that I practiced too, you know, in the mirror and putting on my mama's heels and pretending I was giving a show and stuff. So, you know, shout out to Erykah Badu.
I love it. I'm mad at everybody that I know that went and didn't tell me, but it's cool. I'm glad y'all had fun.
You know what? I'm done with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Katrina. I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball. I should have told you.
Thank you for taking responsibility.
I will. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
I'm glad y'all had fun though. I love Erykah Badu. Like, love her. So yes.
It was just funny the next day, all on Insta, all I saw was everyone's highlights. I was like, damn, I knew a bunch of people that was at this show.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was upset. I was like, so all y'all went to the concert and ain't nobody called me? Rude. But okay. That's cool. I love y'all.
I'll do better.
Thank you.
Anyway, Katrina, who are you giving your roses to this week?
I'm going to give my rose to my mama, although she'd probably never listen to this because what was that face for? She won't. Because her birthday is coming up this week and that's my mama. I love her. Yeah. I don't even have anything specific to say other than she and I have had a very interesting, but always wonderful relationship in a lot of ways. And I just appreciate the way that she has shown up in my life and the way that she continues to show up in my life. Even at my big age, my mama is still a huge part of my support system and continues to show up even in my business. Like, she's an amazing person. My business would not be where it is today if it weren't for her. She's written a lot of my contracts. She's done some of the background stuff that I was struggling with. Like, she just shows up and she continues to show up and she does some amazing things. And yeah, so shout out to my mama. Just giving her a rose today.
Shout out to your mama.
To my mama.
She was always very nice to me. And she's sporty. That's what I always liked about your mom.
I don't think anybody's ever described my mom as sporty.
To me, she was. She just seemed like I could just throw a basketball at her or something. She'd be like, boop. Like, she just did, like, she just was like, she's got the juice. I don't know what it is. She just always seemed sporty to me. That is her energy because my mom don't touch sports.
Okay. So that is totally just her energy because my mom be like, what? We doing what? No, my mom is such like not that person, but that's why I was like, that's funny. But I can kind of see her energy being that kind of energy, just real chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. I could totally see that. Yeah. My mom and I are very different in that way.
Yes. I would say she was sporty spice. She's sporty.
No. Mm-mm. Okay. But it's funny though to hear you say that my mom was always nice to you. I mean, my mom's really nice to a lot of people. Well, that's another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod. That's Excess Baggage POD. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
Faux show.